sort of a generally passive aggressive design. The sort of rise of it was designed to prevent theft, but it's been a tragedy for normal paying customers that want to enjoy services. An attempt to prevent, a failing attempt to prevent theft. They have turned kind of everything into a slum, as you can see through this Walmart one-way gate. The second you go into here and you see this one-way gate, you know you're in the middle of a ghetto, basically. So you have to sort of endure this if you just want to shop, get a few items, or, you know, God forbid, you want to just leave without buying anything. Well, you can't go through here. It's going to sound some sort of alarm, like you're stealing something. No, you have to sort of find a way around through this sort of maze of checkout aisles if you want to go. So, you know, if you walk into same thing if you walk into a hardware store and you realize, oh, I forgot the part I wanted to match up. You turn around, oh, you can't go out the entrance you just came in. That's one way. So now you have to sort of find your way through this sort of maze. Back when I used to work at a hardware store, they called it like a cattle, not like a trough, but the sort of like things that you funnel cattle through. You have to go through that maze. It's called like an impulse aisle in the business, where they try to sell you candy and eyeglass repair kits. So you have to like kind of go through that and find your way to the exit door without buying anything. If simply just to leave the store. It's an inconvenience for normal paying customers, and really it's just a way for businesses to potentially prevent theft and get a few extra percentage of their profits from leaving. And it's usually due to the fact that they can't watch all the customers. The salaries are the most expensive next to their product. It's the second most expensive thing for a business in retail is the salaries of their employees. So they need to kind of cut that down as much as possible, which means they can't kind of watch the people they need to. And usually you can tell exactly the people you need to watch, but that's another talk for another time. So the normal paying customer has to pay for that in order for them to passively try to prevent theft through these super inconvenient systems. And more and more as you look around, you see inconveniences and ugly design that punishes good people in an attempt to kind of stop the dregs of society from doing something. Oh God, let's just go over this one quick. This was a way to they put subway spikes, and I'm not going to comment on the I probably will comment on the ethnicities of some.
Do you think these spikes are going to prevent people from paying? Go to the door, gang.
Go to the door, gang. See, this guy wasn't going to jump the turnstiles at all. I guarantee you that. But let's take a look at this.
My fellow New Yorkers, we help all our people. That's right.
Is
it going to stop anybody from hopping?
I'm gonna hop this right now.
Uh-oh.
That makes sense. He didn't even touch the spikes, y'all.
Regular New York.
So you get these ugly spikes, and clearly it's not preventing anybody they want to stop is going to stop. As they just jump in.
You heard?
But people are gonna do it anyway, just gotta get gloves.
I'm coming to the train station with gloves. Them spikes ain't gonna stop nothing, right, gang?
Hell no. I don't have a problem with that. Anybody who tries
the Jewish guy. It's the Jewish guy's hey.
to get in without paying the fare, it's like shoplifting.
I'm from New York, man. Whoa. My fellow New Yorkers, all y'all have to do is get some gloves. If you as big as me and can't go on there, gotta hop, just get some gloves. It works. Y'all seen it.
So yes, so you get the ugly spikes, and yeah, it does absolutely nothing for the people that are just going to jump it anyway. It slightly inconveniences them, and everyone that does it legally, that actually pays for this transit system to run. They have to look at this ugly crap all day, which you think maybe it's not just a big deal to see like some ugly spikes have this ugly design. But I think it does kind of take a toll on you after a while. Let me try and see. Just see ugliness every day on your way to work, on your way back, having to deal with that kind of thing. It's again just like a psychic draw on you, as everything you look around, you just see ugliness and a reminder of the fact that you live in a society where this is a regular problem. Then we also have this kind of stuff, because rather than deal with homelessness properly, we just have to try to prevent them from sleeping on it's the new church. Yeah, theft is bad. Yeah. You have the bench, because, you can't sleep on it, but hey, you can lean on this bench. Good Lord. Blue lit public washrooms. Yeah, this looks like fun. This looks like a lot of fun, because drug users are using it regularly. And, rather than lock them up or stick them in some sort of home or psychiatric facility, this is also, it's like a Mega Man game here. We got just spikes. Section benches, obviously. Why? Just have a bar on your bench. That looks really nice. Or this looks great too. Wow. Again, amazing. This looks kind of nice. Or unorthodox benches. I'm surprised Tokyo has to have that. I mean, it's not very comfortable to lean on, but it looks kind of neat at least. Sidewalk boulders. Oh, this is nice. This doesn't look super ugly, but look how inconvenient this would be to walk in between it. You have to worry about like smacking your shins and stuff. It just, again, this is just to prevent homeless people. It just punishes any normal person that wants to walk on the side, or like if you got like two people walking hand in hand, you can't move to the side at all. You can't get out of people's way. Oh, wow, this is cool. A bunch of, nuts on top of a thing to stop someone from sleeping on it or sitting on it. Then, grates in a corner. This one looks kind of cool, but again, if you wanted to use that corner for something, screw you. This looks ugly as hell. What is this? Oh, boy. This looks all right. But again, it's like super uneven. I don't even get what this is. It's like super dumb. And I doubt, some homeless person could just like get like if they wanted to, they could just get some like sort of plywood or something to just stick over it and sleep there. Ghost amenities, where I guess they just removed public amenities because vandalism and loitering were too common. Oh, that's great. Locked benches. Oh, this didn't load? This is a shame. Oh no, my connection been timed out. I guess it's having a problem. Their web hosting services are not too good. Spikes in front of India, everybody. This looks great. Ooh, wow. But you get the point. There's some like the bird spikes they sell. But I don't know what you can really do to stop animals, but this looks kind of bizarre. But I guess it's just to stop birds from perching there and then crapping all over the place. Oh my gosh. What does this do? Serious stamp large enough to be uncomfortable to sit on. So what? They just you have to pay money. So you have to pay money to put the spikes down. What the hell is this stuff? This is so ugly. In order to remove the spikes, you have to pay a coin. This is the libertarians, the future libertarians want. This is so. But I mean, this is rather than dealing with homelessness, dealing with the actual core issue. Everyone, the general public that supplies all this stuff has to deal with this kind of crap, and that's kind of like the segue into video games. This isn't video game related, but obviously business is business, and video games are, in fact, a business. So we had Niche Gamer. This was a week ago where they're talking about PlayStation Network being down for 24 hours. This guy confirms that you cannot pair your disk drive to a PS5 if it doesn't have a connection to the PlayStation Network. So if in the future, if your collection's physical, if you want to preserve it, through a physical collection, well, how are they going to do that? If the PSN's down, something happens with your PS5, it breaks, or you have to get work done on it, you have to do a factory reset. Now your disc is no longer paired. What happens then? What are you able to pair it again? I mean, that does raise a huge concern for people that want to preserve their game through physical media, using a PS5 Pro at least. I guess maybe if you just have to go to a regular PS5, which kind of sucks. If you want the more powerful version of the PS5, you're out of luck. And this, though, I mean, in terms of preservation, there's always been people that saying, and I kind of agree with them, that even physical isn't really preservation because physical stuff can rot. The only real way to preserve it into the future would be potentially create libraries of these games that are cracked, just executables that you could play through any PC device, that kind of stuff, rather than having, and I think it is a very good idea to eventually have games almost like libraries where you could check them out and play with them. But you never know if that's going to happen. I mean, it's cool if companies do that, but so often they want to use their libraries, are a very profitable way to make stuff like streaming services. You've seen what Nintendo's done through their emulators and releasing stuff, but it's not everything that they've ever released on Super Nintendo or Game Boy Advance. So it's just select profitable copies. So the other stuff that's more niche just sort of falls into the cracks, and they'll continue their sort of war on emulation until that happens. But all that to prevent increased sales, maybe a small percentage, and I guess protect their copyright. Maybe you can make an argument for that, but again, this is just a few percentage profit that might be increased, but in the end inconveniences the paying customer that's actually supporting your games, buying a PS5 Pro, which is and the additional disk drive, which is almost $1,000. I don't know the exact cost, but PlayStation Pro is going for $700, $800. It's an insane amount to pay just to have to connect your stuff to the PSN in order to use it. This is from Overlord Gaming, little video, kind of going over what DRM has been a popular thing for a while now, and stuff like Denuvo is probably the most popular version of it in order to prevent piracy. But like I said, Overlord Gaming, this channel, did a little bit of testing. This is particularly Monster Hunter World, a game I've played before. But I mean, look at the performance difference in this.
While the unprotected build took 20...
Wait, hold on a second. Let me get to the beginning of it.
Protection removed and consequently lost 481.88 meg. The Denuvo build took 76 seconds to load the main menu on its first run, dropping to 65 seconds on subsequent runs. While the unprotected build took 25 seconds to load the main menu on its first run and dropped to 22.63 seconds on subsequent runs. In other words, the Denuvo protected build took thrice as long to load the main menu for the first time.
I mean, this is a crazy improvement in performance. 70, so over a minute with Denuvo, and then again a third of a minute without Denuvo. So people are paying full price for the Denuvo build as it comes out, and I guess if you wait a few years when they release the non-Denuvo build, you can get the best experience. So you have to wait an extra. I mean, these are just maybe a minute, but it's really the principle of it is insane. The fact that in order you're out here, you're supporting the companies you enjoy, you're supporting their games, and you get a worse experience because of it, because they want to prevent, maybe like 10%, probably less than that, probably even less than 10% of people that are going to pirate it. Because, you look at the thing, one, maybe they pirate and they like it so much they buy it. Two, how many people are going to not buy that pirate the game were ever going to buy the game to begin with? There's really no way to test that. Like, if I could just, get it for free easily, would I do that? If I get it de novo free, are they going to go on some torrent site, find it, download it, and then run it like that, hoping that there's nothing wrong with it? Well, who knows? You never know if that's going to actually cause a loss for the company. Or it's, just people that were just, do I want to play Monster Hunter Wilds? Let me check it out. And they just, they try it and they don't purchase it later.
And 287% the timer took the unprotected build on subsequent runs. The Denuvo EXE took 7 seconds to load the arena, 350% as long as the unprotected.
Those 7 seconds versus 2 seconds. That's, again, crazy. It's only a matter of seconds, but the idea that it takes so less with Denuvo, and this is like loading the arena. How many different stages do you load? So how much is reduced? He'd only test it in very specific controllable environments. You have to imagine the non-Denuvo build performs this much better. And it does vary from title to title, and how there is an argument to be like how well you optimize for Denuvo, but it does seem insane to actually have to worry about, how do we optimize our game for this DRM anti-piracy software, rather than optimize it for the best gaming experience. So people are already losing out if they have to waste dev resources in order to prevent piracy, which again I think is just a waste of
protected build,
resources.
Which took just 2.
Not that piracy isn't an issue, but you look at here, the frame rate,
a 14.81.
The frame rate isn't that different, but it is something.
5% improved protected build, which measured a minimum of 54 frames, though there was a noticeable difference in the maximum frame time. The Denuvo build's longest stutter lasted 126.239 milliseconds, 420.867% as long as the unprotected build, which measured a maximum frame time of just 29.995 milliseconds.
Wow, that's crazy. And it's hard to measure milliseconds in my head, get an idea how much a millisecond is. But again, like the stutters are so drastically reduced. So you just have a better experience without the copyright protection. So this is the price normal people that support video gaming have to pay, thanks to anti-piracy measures. It's crazy. So thanks for Overlord Gaming. I borrowed his stuff. I didn't ask, but I just figured he probably won't care. Also, unfortunately, the guy doesn't seem to make videos. Hasn't been making them recently, and I also switched over to a new channel called Yeti. But he kind of makes these essays about Denuvo and some other things. It seems quite interesting. So give him a follow if you want. I'll give him a shout out since I'm using his clips, and it's clearly he does some pretty good work on this stuff. So check him out. Let's see, was that the last? Yeah, and that's kind of it. That's what we have to deal with right now, is just these passive aggressive designs that I just don't think they actually do anything. The real answer to this is just have better sales. If you look at stuff like Steam and GOG and itch.io and all these things that provide really reliable ways to purchase things digitally and easily, they have these sales go on that help you get a value. It's a really easy platform to use, and stuff like Steam has ways to kind of give you benefits that a cracked version couldn't, because you could easily kind of play with your friends through Steam. You can have global achievements, chatting features, all that kind of stuff. Those sort of things I think help prevent theft far more than having de novo or anything like that on it, because again, you're rewarding the paying customer for buying your game and supporting your game, rather than just like, hey, here, wait a few weeks and it's a cracked version. But I mean, this is an overall bigger problem, because a lot of times people that adopt it early, play it early, get that 3 days early access, they got to deal with bugs, they got to deal with incomplete crap, imbalance. The product that's putting out there is so bad at the start, and there's a game that we'll talk about today that has those issues. But I mean, it's become such a common problem where like people are just trying to nickel and dime you constantly with these companies. It's such a poor customer relationship right now. It's only further encouraging theft from players, as they just feel like they're getting ripped off more and more. I think one of the answers would be to be far more consumer friendly, and I think consumers will appreciate that and pay and support. But that's just my thoughts. Let's see what the chat is. I mean, Silver Bishop here mentioned de novo, or how to make pirating games more attractive. Exactly. De novo really just encourages piracy rather than prevent it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Day will be like Home Depot. Yeah, exactly. Got to watch 6 Miles Exit. This always happens, and it's really just because they don't want to pay for extra employees. That's a fact. That's the reality. And I didn't even mention like the Walmart guy that checks receipts. He's got to waste a few extra seconds of your time as you try to exit, because we can't specifically target a certain groups of people. The metal detector at work, but the real thieves have to deal with security. They get through anyway. Yep, exactly. The people that are smart, that have been doing it enough, the thieves have been doing it enough, they're not stopped by that stuff. It's just an inconvenience to other people. There are no bars for entering public transit. If you get caught riding without a ticket, you get a hefty fine, and that's it. Wow, there's no bars at all. Okay. Of course, people using regularly have affordable long-term tickets. So exactly, they just make the stuff affordable. So that's another way to prevent theft, is you give people a service at a reasonable price. That's crazy. That's a crazy way. Get checked for their ticket. I said, I ran out of money. The security walked away and did nothing. It was like looking at Precious on the train. Yeah, I don't know why there's so many homeless people. I assume it's just drug use, and of course, probably maybe the price of homes too. They really need facilities to put these people away in, because they're crazy or they're out of mind on drugs, that kind of stuff. Someone pay to elongate the space. Hey, good to see you, X Runner. It's another case of upper management coming with corporate. Exactly, yeah. That was one of the things that I didn't specifically mention, but I think it is a managerial problem. It's people that don't care about aesthetics at all. It's just they look at graphs. They're like Excel monkeys. They're just looking at their spreadsheets. They're just looking at the numbers, and the numbers got to go up. It's the old tech bro type of number must go up. GDP must go up. Who cares if we destroy our society or our culture? As long as the number goes up, then we're good. That's winning, is the number go up at any cost. Who cares? Who cares what we do to our people and our society? As long as that quarterly profit keeps going up, I keep my job, and that's what matters. That's what really matters. So yeah, it's paying the price. Boeing's paying the price for not a lot of faith in Boeing right now, and not to mention they got to pay all that money for assassins to kill those people. That's a joke, by the way. I don't know if they are assassinating people, but it is kind of bizarre how many people have committed suicide in these sort of Boeing trials. We'll see, but let's move on to the news now.